Hello, I'm Michael Conneely, and this video tells you all about February 2026 astrology, drawing on Vedic astrology and Western astrology. And I start this post by telling you about some marvellously wonderful energies, so let us all please be aware of in February 2026. But also do hear my eighth and final point about there's also conflicting energies, particularly described by Vedic Capricorn, and then Vedic Aquarius. And these will mess us up if we're not aware of them and careful how we react to them and manage them. So let's start with point number one. And this is the, I would say, utterly wonderful Saturn conjunct Neptune, which gets exact on the 20th of February. And I regard this, as for so many of us, as the most important aspect in February 2026 astrology, and for many months either side of that date. Basically, that's because it's about going deep visionary work at this time, Neptune, but in a disciplined, as it were, structured way, Saturn, and the combination can produce utter wonderful results. You could go on a wonderful energy course, you can do shamanic type journeying, you can do tarot, whatever. Please do see my video posted on the 3rd of January 2026 all about this, how you can do it, all the issues. So this conjunction was exact on the 20th of February at 6 Vedic Pisces. That's 0 degrees 6 minutes Western Eris in Uttarabhadra Nakshatra. So do get a reading from me at my Starwheel Astrology website about what your astrology is, natal and predictive, Vedic and Western, and how this wonderful conjunction can help you personally. And indeed, again, cross-referencing to your astrology, you can have a shamanic journey with me at my Druid Forest School website. The links are in the screen below the YouTube. And by the way, whether or not you're searching for love, do see my wonderful panel of astrologers and healers at the Love Star Dating website. That's Love Star Dating. It was set up particularly for those on a spiritual journey who are seeking love. But the healings and readings, of course, are available to anyone, and I can vouch for the incredible quality. It's just helped me tremendously. I've had like a year of illness with throat problems, but hopefully they're over. Okay, item 2, the full moon of the 1st of February. So do see my video, which I posted on the 25th of January, all about how to work with the full moon of the 1st of February. It's on YouTube, and especially include the fact that this full moon carries also the energies of Imbolc. Imbolc, the Celtic festival for the shooting of new growth, for the birth of young lambs, for the lactation of the ewes. It's so significant to work with that it's halfway between the death of the old sun and the birth of the new sun at winter solstice. Is that light growing in you too? You can connect to it. Check out what is shooting up, like the bulbs out there are shooting up now in your life. And how are you nurturing that, what's shooting up? By the way, the full moon is at 18 Cancer, in Ashlesha Nakshatra. The Sun is at disciplined 18 Capricorn in Shravana Nakshatra. And in Western astrology, that's Moon at 13 Leo and Sun at 13 Aquarius. And you can see the charts for the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, which I mentioned as point 1, and this full moon, which I'm mentioning as point 2. There's a wonderful array of charts on my February 2026 page on my Starwheel Astrology. Just go to Starwheel Astrology, look across the menu bar for more, the more drop down, and go to the monthly astrology charts. So the third point that I want to mention is that there's a new moon on the 17th of February, and that is a solar eclipse. Moon and Sun are at 4 Vedic Aquarius, that's 28 Western Aquarius. And again, you can see the charts for this on my February 2026 page. Please do watch out for my upcoming YouTube video all about what the energy of this eclipse is and how we can work with this energy. Okay, so point number 4. I really want to mention Chiron conjunct Eris. Chiron conjunct Eris in the Pisces Gandanta, the transition point from Vedic Pisces to Vedic Eris. Water to fire transition point, where this world becomes immaterial and unsupportive, but can open us to the immensity of the divine, which is beyond, if we can work out how. So Chiron is at 29 Vedic Pisces, as is Eris, and Chiron is at 23 Western Aries, with Eris at 24 Western Aries. Now, do watch this, please. I did a video about this on YouTube on the 30th of November, and the awarenesses and spiritual and physical growth I've had through observing what, images and visions and memories came to me under this Chiron conjunct Eris has been amazing. Incidentally, in my case, it was right on top of my natal moon, conjunct Sedna, also in the Gandanta. And of course, Chiron is about our existential wound and the healing of that. So if it's sort of aspecting things in your chart, please do try and connect with it. Get in touch with me through a reading and an exercise on it through my Starwheel Astrology website. And because of the wonderful healing of our wounds, we can receive from this energy quite outstandingly powerful healings. It's a very long-running conjunction, and the often totally unexpected revelations it'll give you are just so healing and wonderful and powerful if it interacts with planets in your chart. So let's go on to point number 5, Sedna conjunct Uranus. Sedna's at 6 Vedic Taurus, Uranus is at 3 Vedic Taurus. That's Sedna at 0 Gemini, 46, and Uranus at 27 Taurus. This hugely powerful conjunction also is really long running. It's running all year. They're still only 2 degrees apart in December. Now, Uranus, of course, is the planet of revolution energies. Sedna is the energy of awful, horrible events which can happen to us, but which, if we can work successfully with them, whether they occurred in this lifetime or a past one, will connect us to the divine and will deliver us a harvest. So that's just like the Inuit Eskimo goddess, Sedna, after whom this asteroid is named. Look up Sedna's life history, on Google if you like. Sedna conjunct Uranus can bring shockingly terrible events in the coming year, but through dealing with those energies, we can so heal that we can deliver a harvest to ourselves and others. Saturn. Okay, point number 6, Saturn. Saturn transits from 4 to 7 degrees Vedic Pisces in February. That's from Pisces to 1 Eris in the Western tropical zodiac. Now it's worth knowing about the nature of Saturn when he transits over us this month. We can benefit from knowing the spiritual nature of Saturn, identifying it in our consciousness, in our life, and in working with it. Again, you can get a reading from me, but essentially Saturn is a hard taskmaster, and if we ignore his karmically based imperatives, then we suffer. So we need to check out what house in my life, i.e. what life area, is Vedic Pisces, where Saturn is transiting now. Because Saturn will bring utter imperatives of a karmic nature that we ignore at our great loss and suffering. Saturn at the moment is in Uttarabhadra Nakshatra, and that's the nakshatra, one of the nakshatras it rules. The nakshatras, by the way, are the utterly wonderful 27-sign lunar zodiac of Vedic astrology, each of which tells us so deeply about our emotionally based personality, warts and all, and our love relationship issues. And yes, get a reading from me about your nakshatras, but also do have a look at my astrology courses on Starwheel Astrology website. I always cross-refer to your Vedic and your Western astrology, and you don't just look at yours, you look at mine as well, so that you then benefit from also going deep into the analysis of another person's chart. We have great sharing. Okay, Saturn, as I said, is in Uttarabhadra Nakshatra in Pisces. Now the symbol of Uttarabhadra is a snake in the water, the back legs of a coffin or deathbed. And also the twins, because Uttarabhadra represents duality in every form. And its power animal is the nurturing female cow. And of course, snakes have been sacred for tens of thousands of years in human consciousness because they shed skins. And we humans most definitely need to learn to do that. They can move very fast. We humans need to learn to do that. And they're powerful. They have strong fangs and can achieve, and we need to learn to achieve. So Uttarabhadra Nakshatra, where Saturn is now, and of course if you have a planet there in your chart, signify potential to exit from this world through spiritual maturity, enlightenment, dreams and dreamlike states. And I can help you with how to do dream work. I have phases when I can remember my dreams, and gosh, the insights are incredible, and I know how to do the dream work, which, the ancient Greek Sibyls were so famed for. What else could I say about Uttarabhadra. Well, basically, this nakshatra people and this energy now can be flexible, but also fixed, calculating, a strong character that's benevolent. The people who have it and the energy itself can have empathy and make good counsellors, often cooling and compassionate. There is a negative side, like everything. They can be overrunning, they can be over fierce. They have to learn to control anger and aggression. But do hear the positive sides that I've mentioned about Saturn transiting in Uttarabhadra Nakshatra. And at this time, we people must deal with our responsibilities. We mustn't be afraid. The deep work begins now. And put aside time so it does. Find the pathway. Okay, point number 7, the Uranus-Neptune-Pluto trine. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. This triple planet transit signifies a most powerful, harmonious, yet transformative personal and generational influence. It blends Uranus, innovation or disruption, Neptune's idealism and spirituality, Pluto's deep change and rebirth. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. It offers each of us the chance to create a push for personal evolution. Find your method, do it. Get an astrology reading, I can help. It offers each of us the chance for new paradigms in our life. And of course, I've mentioned a couple of other astrological energies which add to that. Chiron, Eris, for example. And we will open to spiritual awakening if we connect to this. So it's a time when the intuitive visions potential of Neptune can be turned into tangible growth in personal power. And that can be done through revolutionary new ideas. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Uranus. So find yourself some time, put aside some time to understand the answer to the 3 questions. Where do I stand on Uranus, free innovation and freedom, representing sudden change, rebellion, genius, breaking from the past? Where do you stand in relation to that? In what areas of life do you need that? Neptune, spirituality or negatively illusion. Neptune governs dreams, faith, compassion, dissolution of boundaries. What do you need of this current of Neptune energy? And thirdly, Pluto. Pluto deals with deep-seated change, rebirth and power, structures and the subconscious. What do you need of this current Pluto energy? How are you going to connect to it? What are you going to do? The 3 are all of them working together for each of us humans to experience now, indeed at this long time of this amazing trine, 2024 to 2028. So, look into, connect with Uranus, innovation, disruption. Neptune, idealism and spirituality. Pluto, deep change and rebirth. Do some vision work to establish where you personally are on these 3 issues now. So at the very moment of now, Pluto is at 9 Vedic Cancer, Neptune's at 6 Pisces, Uranus is at 4 Taurus. In the Western tropical zodiac, that's Pluto at 3 Aquarius, Neptune at the Pisces Eris 0-point transition, and 3 Western Aquarius for Pluto. And remember, this trines aspect nature isn't just the wonderful things I've mentioned, it's also ideally ease and flow. So the first exact triangle of it was on August to September 2025. We're building up to the second exact triangle now, July the 7th to July the 31st. And the third exact triangle of this trine will be June the 5th to the 17th in 2027. Okay, point number 8. Vedic Capricorn is occupied by conflicting energy planets. They have created such a mess in our mind, in our sort of life organisation and so forth. And they're running all through the month to come. So it's important to know that this is happening, that they're there, and it can mess us up otherwise. And we mustn't let it. We must know about it. We must deal with it. We must prevent it messing our minds and our life path up. In fact, there's good potential if we know about the detail of the mess and how to manage the mess. Now do see my February month astrology page. It's under the More drop down